What's new in Sony Xperia 1 III? In this channel, we talk about technology, gadget, marketing, and whatever we want. So let's get started. Sony's best phone for quite some time. The Sony Xperia 1 III. For who want a top-tier smartphone with a versatile camera, a beautiful screen and strong battery life, this is a great choice. The Sony Xperia 1 III offering a top-tier smartphone display, great battery life and a versatile camera that's easier to use than those on previous Sony handsets. If you like Sony smartphones, or you're willing to try something a bit different, this could be for you. Sony is the world's first 4K 120Hz smartphone. That 120Hz upgrade makes this screen better than ever though, with super smooth scrolling the icing on the ultra-high resolution cake. The camera has been upgraded over the Xperia 1 II. The new features aren't game-changing, but the company has included a variable telephoto camera and a few tweaks to the main shooter that make this a stronger handset for photography than previous Sony phones. The automatic mode works well, and if you're willing to play around with the settings you'll find even more is possible via the in-depth shooting app. Inside the phone are a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset and 12GB of RAM, which we found delivered impressive performance throughout our testing, and you've got the option of 256GB or 512GB of storage. Sony has also improved the battery life here. We found that the phone was able to last a full day even with intensive usage, and there are also new wireless charging features, such as reverse charging. The Sony Xperia 1 III was revealed on April 14, 2021, and the official release date was set for over 4 months later on August 19. That was a long gap between being announced and it being on sale, but you can now readily buy the handset in the US and UK. The starting price of the phone is $1,299.99 in the US and £1,199, around $2,200 Australian dollars, in the UK, which is slightly more than the launch cost of the Xperia 1 II. The design of Sony Xperia 1 III isn't significantly different to that of recent Sony flagship phones. The same long and narrow design returns here, with a 6.5-inch 21:9 aspect ratio display. The main difference between this phone and 2020 Sony Xperia 1 II is that it's slightly thicker, that's to fit in a larger battery, which we'll cover below. It has a glass rear with a brushed finish that makes it easy to grip, although its sheer size, at 165 by 71 by 8.2 mm in a 21:9 aspect ratio, makes it an awkward handset for those with smaller hands to grasp comfortably. If you're one of these people, we'd recommend getting a case for the phone, as you may find it's easily dropped. The volume rocker and power button are on the right edge of the phone, and the fingerprint scanner is built into the power button. The bottom edge houses the USB-C port and the SIM tray is on the left edge, while on the top edge is the 3.5mm headphone jack. This will be a major selling point for some, as it's a feature that's not available on a lot of top-end phones. There are also front-facing stereo speakers on the Xperia 1 III. For this generation, they're 30% louder and it makes a noticeable difference. If you're after a phone with great speakers, this is a serious contender. Sony is selling the Xperia 1 III with the tagline of it being the world's first smartphone with a 4K 120Hz display. A 4K resolution is often wasted on a smartphone screen due to the limited size dash, and particularly with a 6.5-inch screen it can sometimes be difficult to see the difference between a QHD resolution and 4K, but it's noticeable when watching 4K movies and videos. 120Hz means the image on your screen refreshes at 120 times per second, which means the on-screen image will look smoother when you're playing games or watching movies, or even just scrolling your Instagram feed. If you're looking for a phone on which to watch films, videos or TV shows, the Xperia 1 III is a great option. Heading up the camera array is a 12MP f/1.7 aperture 24mm wide-angle shooter, which acts as the main camera. There's also a 12MP f/2.2 16mm ultra-wide for when you need to get more people, or more of a scene, into the frame. The 70mm lens is designed to zoom into 2.9x, while the 105mm lens offers 4.4x zoom. Beyond that there's digital zoom up to 12.5x. It's especially useful when you're taking photos of pets or other animals who can't be relied on to keep still while you snap their portrait, and the autofocus meant we were consistently getting a great image. The Xperia 1 III is equipped to offer flagship performance, with the top-end Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 running the show, teamed with 12GB of RAM. You can pick up the handset with either 256GB or 512GB of storage, but unlike in previous generations you'll get 12GB of RAM with both, and if you need more storage on top of that, you can expand on it via the microSD slot. In everyday use we found that the Xperia 1 III delivered top-tier smartphone performance. It's able to run any game you'll find on the Google Play Store, and we found that apps loaded as quickly as you'd expect for a top-end phone. 5G is a big focus for the Xperia 1 III, and this is the first time Sony has offered the next-gen internet technology on its US flagship phone. The variant of this phone in the US is compatible with Wave technology. Sony has included a larger battery here than in the Xperia 1 II. It's a 4,500 mAh cell, compared to a 4,000 mAh in the Xperia 1 II. That doesn't seem like a huge difference on paper, but combined with the power usage optimizations enabled by the Snapdragon 888 we found it to make a noticeable difference. Wireless charging is also an option here, although we've yet to learn the exact stats for that. Sony has also included reverse wireless charging for the first time here, which we found worked well. This allows you to charge devices such as headphones, smartwatches or other phones from your phone's battery.